Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to August the 30th, 2022. It's the last August 30th, 2022 you're ever going to experience, and make it a good one. Good morning and welcome. Good morning, Melanie. How are you? Good morning, Vanessa. Y'all know the drill. We're here together, trying to lift each other up, build each other up, and share this little bit of a morning time. So you guys get off to a good start, that I get off to a good start, and we rock and roll. So glad you guys are here. Thanks for waking up and joining in. We have a house full. Obviously, we're in Tennessee. We're at the Georgia Association. I got something in my throat, so I apologize this morning. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna fix that camera a little bit. Y'all give me just a second. Good morning, Alex Martin. Everybody, come on in, grab a seat. It is going to be a good morning. Good morning. So we have a house full. We have a house full here. We're spending the week in Nashville. Good morning, Lynn, at the Georgia Association of Realtors. I will tell you, this is, I just don't want to misspeak, but I'm fairly certain this is the first realtor conference I've ever been to since being in the business since 2005. That it's the first time I've been to a realtor conference. So, but it's in Nashville, so that makes it fun. So we've got a house full. We've got Anna and Kristen, Jamal, and Anthony drove up, so they're upstairs, and we got in late last night. So obviously, 3:45 felt like 1:30 in the morning this morning. It was quite the bear, and man, I'm telling you, the reasons that bounced around my head this morning to stay in the bed, all the things that, oh my gosh, it's Georgia. You're here all week, and you're going to be up every night. You were up late last night, and oh my gosh, you had too many things to drink last night, and you don't need to get up this morning, and probably just need to stay in the bed and rest a little bit. It'll be better for you. I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, that dude, you thought that was bad the other day, man. If it hadn't been for Cooper laying in the bed and Christy being in the bed, that dude was, I think he was bigger than the woman. He was standing beside me yelling at me. He wasn't actually in the bed like he was the other night. Good morning, Brooke. So this was one of those tough mornings. One of those tough mornings where I had to stay committed to me, and had to do the thing that I didn't want to do, and go embrace that suck. And this is one of those mornings, man. I'm telling you, y'all. Sometimes, and today, reasons and results came to me kind of as in the run this morning. I would take credit for it, but it was actually Les Brown that said it, because I listened to videos. So I listen to videos. I watch music. I listen to on YouTube some of those motivational things that I show you guys in Madison at the meetings, some of those videos and things that I show you guys. So I listen to those when I'm running. And the thing that stood out this morning was reasons or results. Good morning, Teal. Reasons or results. And I want to talk about that today. And I'm telling you, I had a lot of reasons to stay in the bed. A lot of reasons to stay in the bed. We went to Top Golf last night. So at Top Golf, we had Jennifer Kramer and Amanda Irvin, two of our Tennessee agents. Jenny Martin, yes, that Jenny Martin happened to be in Northwest Tennessee, Southern Kentucky. So they came down. We had Anthony, Jamal, Kristen, Anna, me, Christy, the two Tennessee agents, Jennifer and Amanda, their husbands. We had, good morning, Michelle. We had Alex, new Alex, not that Alex, but the new Alex, and his little baby boy, Lawson, who was, good gracious, gorgeous. And there's somebody, oh, and then Ethan Wilson who came, and Ethan Wilson is a broker down in Warner Robins who Christy saw. He used to be with Exit. If you remember Christy talking about the Warner Robins Exit office, she's talked to a lot of you about that from time to time, but he actually was partners with Blair down in Warner Robins. He actually came out and joined our group. So we had a big group at Top Golf last night, and you know how that goes when everybody gets to Top Golf and the appetizers start flowing and the other libations start to come out. It obviously made for a very early morning this morning. So one of the things that was revealed to me this morning is, hey, if you want to feel better when you get up, don't do so much stupid crap at night. Have a beer, but don't have 5, make better choices at night and you'll feel better in the morning. Isn't that amazing how life works that way? Make better choices at night and you'll feel better in the morning. Make better choices right now and it'll be better later down the road. Do the small things consistently over time, and that'll make a really big impact on your life. Amazing how that works, how the words that I say and how nature reveals to us how these things work, how that actually works. Pretty funny. So yesterday, Christy was on fire. She was on fire doing what she does. I think she got nominated for the Realtor of the Year. She's been appointed to, or trying to get appointed to some kind of steering committee at Neymar. I mean, she's doing what she does. And so this has been the first day that it was only Monday, right? We still got 4 days of this. Realtor conferences are interesting. They really want to do good things. They really want to bring good things to their members. But this isn't, I don't know, maybe it's because we get so spoiled at our company. We get so spoiled with Exit. Christy says this all the time. Angel Tucker actually said this, and then Christy repeats it. And I say it a lot. If you've never been anywhere else, you don't know how good this is, right? If you grew up in Exit, if you grew up in this company, if your first place that you brought your license was Exit, you really don't know how good it is. I promise you, we stood at the Exit Southeast booth all last night, handing out bags and talking to people as they walk by and saying hello and handing them cards and messing with them and having fun, just having a lot of fun with people. And I'll tell you, man, as a general rule, you can almost tell. I swear, you can almost tell the brand people work for by the look on their face, by their general disposition and how they walk around how they walk around the space. And you can ask Anna or ask Christy. I don't think I'm making this up. You can almost tell, oh, that's a Remax face, or that's an EXP face, or they're Keller Williams. I mean, it's the craziest thing. I mean, literally, birds of a feather flock together. Like attracts like, and we get so spoiled in our company with Steve Morris and Tammy Bunnell and Janice Petaway and Annette Anthony and all the energy that we get from our corporate folks, our executive staff, Craig Witt, Lori Muller. I mean, all those people, if you've never been around them, I mean, they're always energetic and lively and fun and pouring life and pouring love into people. And that's just their mission and what they do. And that obviously trickles down. I got chills thinking about this. All that trickles down through the regional owners, Kenny and Stacy. All that trickles down into the broker owners, me and Christy. Not everybody does it like we do it, but then all that flows into y'all. And then you guys walk around. I mean, we have more fun. We love so hard. We work so hard. We play so hard. And as a group have more fun than any group of people I've ever been around in my entire life. Even Ethan last night, somebody from outside our company who's never been around us, but he's there with us. He's there sitting at the table with Kristen and Anna and Anthony and Jamal. We're playing Top Golf, and he's hearing the conversations. He's seeing what we're doing. And he walks up at the end. He goes, man, I really appreciate y'all invite me to this. Y'all have got a really special group. Yeah, we do. We sure do. We have a fantastically special group. We have an amazingly special organization. We have an amazingly special company. It's built on the fact that every one of you are working, are doing what it's taking to be the best version of who you are. You're sharing, you're bringing. I mean, Lynn Grizzle's, she is sharing this Exit love with everybody she comes across. I mean, you guys are out there talking to people. You're out introducing people to me and Christy and sharing. Good morning, Millie. You're out sharing this love with people. And y'all, people are going to resist. When the sun's too bright, people put sunglasses on. When the sun's too bright, they put their visor down. When the sun's too bright, they shade their eyes because they can't handle the light from the sun. It's the same thing with love. If you've been in a, and we're going to talk about this as we get into this call today. It's the same thing with love. If you come from a place where it's been hard for you to feel like you've been loved, if you come from a place where you resist love and you get into a relationship that is a fully loving, fully gifting of love relationship, you'll hide your eyes. You'll push back because because of the walls that you have built. It's not because you don't want the love. It's because you don't know how to receive the love. So a lot of times in our company, when y'all go out and share, when they see who you are, you know what they think? It's too good to be true. There's no way they're that happy. There's no way they have that much fun. There's no way it's that good. So because I don't think it's that good, I'm just going to stay here in my misery. Because it's not that good, I'm going to stay over here where I'm at. Y'all understand? That's the resistance. The resistance is not you. The resistance is not exit. The resistance is not that we are who we say we are, that we aren't the company that we say we are. The resistance is they can't handle it. It's not there for them yet. When I talk about the story of me and Christy, and we were at Topgolf last night, where Christy and I, we actually were in such close proximity that we could have had a conversation that night. I mean, I literally was from here to my computer. I mean, I could have reached out and touched Christy and never said a word to each other. Not one word. We have a picture taken where Christy is on the couch and I'm standing behind her at Topgolf, and we never said a word to each other. Not even a hello. Not even a hey, what's up? Because we weren't ready for each other at that point. It wasn't time for us to meet. As crazy as that sounds, it wasn't time. So the path that Christy and I are on, the path that we're on, was elegantly orchestrated by God, was elegantly orchestrated by higher power, because if we would have done it on our own timing, if we would have done it if I would have said, man, she's really hot, I think I'd like to talk to her, and we'd have done something at that point in our lives, I don't think we'd be where we are right now. We said it last night. I think it had been a fling. It had been something just like, it would have been done. And then we'd have missed all of this. I would have missed all of you. Y'all may be fortunate. Y'all have missed all of me. but that's what happens. That's what happens. So reasons or results? Reasons or results? That's the question today. Reasons or results? The way Les Brown said it, and if you've not listened to Les Brown, man, he's so good. He's so good. But the way Les Brown said it is, and I'm not going to take credit for this because I feel like I'm too short here. The way Les Brown said it, he says you can't spend reasons. There ain't no monetary value in reasons. There ain't no worth in reasons. But reasons keep you from getting to where you're supposed to be. Reasons keep you from being the best version of yourself. Reasons keep you from doing the things that need to be done every single day. I promise you, when my alarm went off at 3:45, there were 90 seconds, 3 minutes, where I laid in the bed, stared at the ceiling, looked at the clock, thought to myself, there were probably 57 reasons in 90 seconds that I shouldn't get out of bed. And only one reason to get out of bed. I had 57 reasons why I shouldn't do that, why I should stay in the bed, why I should go back to sleep, why I should pull the covers back up, why I should snuggle back up to my wife because we don't get to sleep in the same bed every single night. All kinds of reasons why I should. not have gotten out of bed. And only one reason to get out of bed. And that reason is I made a commitment to me. I made a commitment to me. And I made a commitment to me, not really because of you, not really for you, not for Christy, not for anybody else. I made that commitment to me, for me. Atta girl, Millie. I made that commitment to me because you know what happens when you do the little things over and over and over again, when you do those little things consistently, when you hold the commitments to yourself over and over and over again, in spite of the 57 reasons why you shouldn't, in spite of the 57 reasons that sound really, really good to not hold that commitment to yourself, you know what you do? You build strength, you build resolve, you build character. And then the things around you start to change because you begin to keep your commitments to yourself. We had a conversation. I'm going to change this camera because it's killing me. Y'all give me 1 second. We had a conversation. I'm going to say this while I'm fixing this camera. We had a conversation with Coach Burt the other day. And Coach Burt, we're running through a couple of scenarios where we're trying to bring some things in. We're trying to do some things more with you guys. And good morning, Jamal. Jamal's upstairs. He's upstairs watching on the phone. Coach Burt's thing is commitment. Going to classes is great. Being on these calls is fantastic. Paying your money to go to coaching is wonderful. Coming to the Wednesday Madison meetings, all those things are fantastic because when you get in that energy, it starts to invigorate you a little bit, right? It starts to make you feel good. When you go to church on Sunday, if it's a great service, you feel great. You're like walking on cloud nine, leaving the service. The problem is, are you committed on Monday to what was said on Sunday? The problem is, when you do Coach Burt's call on Monday, are you committed on Tuesday to doing the things that he said to do? Because he was an actual coach and you were an actual player, right? If he was a basketball coach and you were a basketball player, and he said, I'm going to need you on Sunday to make sure that you run 15, 20 sprints and keep your legs alive because Monday's going to be a hard practice, and you don't do it on Sunday, and you show up on Monday and you're throwing up in a trash can because you didn't run on Sunday. There's a consequence for not being committed to what the coach said. Reasons or results? Reasons or results? Do you have the ability? Do you have the commitment to you? So here's what I want to go with, okay? I read this morning. I think this is very applicable to what we're talking about right now. Because the reason, this is what I believe. I believe the reason we don't stay committed to ourselves is a result of some past experience, some past trauma, some past something in our experience, in our life, in our past that creates for us the ability to use an excuse, the ability to use a reason not to, the ability to not be committed. So I truly believe that our lack of commitment results from some past experience. So let's call it a trauma. Because I read that this morning as I was reading. It was talking about traumas. And Robin Sharma in this book is talking about macro traumas, really big traumas, and then micro traumas, kind of small traumas. Okay. And his position is we all have traumas. We've all been through things that have challenged us. Here's the definition of a trauma before I get too far into that. Here's the definition of a trauma, because for me, trauma is some big event. You have holes in your body, you're leaking blood, you lost a limb, something really bad's happened. That to me, I equate with like a trauma center, right? Really bad emergencies, really bad things happening. But when you read the definition of trauma, it makes me believe that what Robin Sharma wrote in his book about all of us have experienced traumas is true. Trauma. A deeply distressing or disturbing experience. When I Google what's the definition of trauma, it says a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. Have you ever had a deeply distressing or disturbing experience on this call? Anybody on this call ever had that? A deeply distressing or disturbing experience? Could be with a parent, could be with a spouse, could be with a kid in 4th grade that you had to fight just to get out of the parking lot. You ever had a deeply distressing or disturbing experience? And I would ask you to answer that question, right? But I know it's true. You've all had it. I look at the names on here: Millie, Michelle Tilson, Brooke Watkins, Lynn Grizzle, Teal McKinney said, oh yeah. Jamal, Carrie Leland, Melanie Ortiz. I know you've all had a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. So a lot of times, so I'm going to share with you one. I don't know if I've ever shared this. I shared this with a few people, but I want to share this with you this morning. The August 18th, 1998. So August 18th, 1998, I was 26 years old. I was a police officer in Nashville, Tennessee. At the time, on August 18th, 1998, I was assigned to the K-9 division. So I worked what we called a felony apprehension dog. So I worked the entire city of Nashville with a felony apprehension dog. And basically we just went and bit bad guys. People that did really bad stuff. We chase them and find them with a dog. And if the dog found them, they got bit. And that was kind of my job. And love that job. Love being in K-9. Love working with the dog. Love that job. August 18th, 1998, I was working midnight shift, which meant I was started by shift at 10:30 at night and worked till 7 in the morning. Got in my car like every other night. Put the dog in the car like every other night. Got in the car, started driving toward the office like every other night. I was driving down Murfreesboro Road. So if you're familiar with Nashville, Murfreesboro Road is one of the main thoroughfares in Nashville. It's actually Highway 1 in Nashville. It's huge. It goes all the way downtown, goes all the way out past Murfreesboro. Heck, you can probably take it to Chattanooga. Running a little bit behind, not really behind, but a little bit behind, and driving down Murfreesboro Road. And I never wore my seatbelt. So I never wore my seatbelt in the police car because my job was to chase people. And I found that every time I put my seatbelt on, you wear a pistol, okay, on your side, and I would jump out of the car, and a lot of times the pistol will get hung on my seatbelt, and I would be dangling out of the side of the car trying to chase a bad guy and trying to get the seatbelt off my gun belt while I'm trying to right myself out the driver's side door of the vehicle. So I didn't wear my seatbelt ever. But this night, driving down Murfreesboro Road, there's a Kroger right there at Murfreesboro Road, Nashville Village. So when you come to Nashville and you hang out, you're going to pass this. You're going to know the exact spot I'm talking about. I get a little thing in my spirit that says you probably ought to put your seatbelt on tonight. I guess I put my seatbelt on. So I put my seatbelt on, driving to work, driving down Murfreesboro Road, 10:15 at night, not many cars on the road, just getting it. Okay. Headed to work. Pull up, just driving along, notice a silver car in front of me with two older people in it. So I decide I'm going to go around the silver car because, again, I'm trying to get to work. I'm not running late, but I'm pushing it. So I see them in the silver car, and I go to pass them in the silver car. I notice them on my left in my peripheral. So as I'm passing them, all of a sudden, my field of vision turns brown. And I notice there's something that's in front of me that's pulled in front of me. So I steer to the right to try to avoid, make contact with the car, spun 3 times, roundabout, shotgun rack breaks in the car, shotgun hits me in the head, airbags go off, car's crushed, dog slammed against the fence. I end up facing the wrong direction on Murfreesboro Road, airbag dust flying around, everything, ears ringing, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, what in the world just happened to me? August 18th, 1998. 26 years old. Had been in the police department for 4 years. Had been training for SWAT. Had been training to do all these big things at the police department. All the plans that I had, all the things that I had done, all the interests that I had to try to make where I was at the police department be a career that I could enjoy. My dad was a police officer. It's something that was in my family. August 18th, 1998. I get out of the car. I look around to see what's going on, and I see another car where I'm sitting over on literally probably 75 to 100 yards away that had, when I hit him, he'd gone through a median over another road and had come to rest on the side of the road in this weird little intersection, kind of a V intersection. So I get on the radio and I call it in. I walk over to the car that I'd hit, and I look in the window, and there's no movement. The guy's in the floorboard of the car. All I see is the back of his black shirt, his hair, and he's in the floorboard. The next thing I think about, so I call it in, call the ambulance, walk back to my car, get my dog out, check on him, make sure he's not bleeding. He's all fine, not bleeding. I mean, there's a metal cage in the back that he slammed against. Not bleeding. Everything's fine. Okay. Gathering my senses. Well, when you have an accident in a police car in Nashville, Tennessee, it's an ordeal. And the media shows up, and the chief shows up, and your sergeants show up. And so after about 10 or 15 minutes, there are probably 15 or 20 cars out of this intersection, fire department, all these things going on. My dad heard about it because my dad was still a police officer. My dad hears about it. He shows up. August 18th, 1998. I'm sitting in the back of the car, kind of leaned up against the back of my dad's car, kind of just arms are burned up for the airbags. I mean, it was a violent collision. And I said, "How's the guy in the car?" And my dad says, "I don't know. I'm not sure." So they get him in the ambulance. One of the firemen walked up, I knew, and I walked up and I said, "How's the guy in the car?" And he says, "Man, it's not good." So we're still at the scene. They're taking measurements. They're looking around what's going on. And before we left the scene, I found out that the guy in the car had actually passed away, that the impact had taken his life. August 18th, 1998. An incredible trauma to a man's family. An incredible trauma to my family. An incredible trauma to me. Deeply disturbing or distressing experience. Everything changed for me August 18th, 1998. My police career, August 8th, that night, August 18th, 1998, my career at the police department was over. I would no longer make SWAT. I actually got blackballed for making SWAT. I would no longer be eligible for promotions. I would just be regular old police officer, driving them down the street for 8 hours a day, taking care of the citizens of Nashville. My interest in being a police officer, August 18th, 1998, completely dissipated. My interest in working out, my interest in training, my interest in doing anything to excel in that position evaporated August 18th, 1998. The seat that I sit in right now, August the 20th, 2022. Wow, it's the same time. The seat that I sit in right now in 2022 is a result of the trauma I experienced in 1998. I can assure you I had tons of reasons to be bitter. What they found in the guy that pulled out in front of us is that he had cocaine in his system. that he was double the legal limit for alcohol. What they found was he was actually legally blind and was supposed to be wearing glasses when he drove. And he didn't have his glasses on. What we found is that the proximate cause of the accident was the fact that he was intoxicated. And what we also found as a result of the accident, the silver car that I passed on the left-hand side with the two older people in it actually kept them, because my nose was that far ahead of their car and I hit him the way I hit him, it kept those two older folks from hitting his vehicle. It kept them from being involved in that accident. They drove right by. Not a scratch on their car. So August 18th, 1998, I could have gotten bitter. I could have gotten sad. I could have gone in a hole. I could have gotten depressed. I could have used that as all these things, all these reasons to not keep going. And I promise you, there were times when I didn't want to keep going. There were times when I saw my name on the news and I saw them talking about they were going to press charges against me and I got sued and all the things that came as the proximate result of that. I promise you, I could have quit and I could have said, I'm done. I could have said, I'm finished. But the seat that I sit in right now, August the 20th, 2022, August 30th, 2022, is a result of that trauma. And all the things that I've learned in all these years from 1998 through 2022, from that experience changing the path and the trajectory of where I was supposed to go and the life that I was supposed to lead. That experience changed my path. That experience on August 18th, 1998 changed my direction. It started my journey toward where I am right now. A lot of times we let these deeply disturbing and distressing experiences in our lives, we allow those things to fester, to manifest boundaries or walls or barriers or borders. We put up these defenses around ourselves because we don't want to get hurt again. I can't even describe to you how hard it was for me to get back in a police car when I came back to work, because they treated it like I'd shot somebody. So I had 3 nights off to sit and watch the news, to sit there in my own feelings, to sit there in my own emotions and deal with all the stuff as a result of that. I can't tell you how hard it was to get back in a police car and go to work 3 nights later. I can't describe to you how difficult it was. That same week, I got in a pursuit going down Murfreesboro Road, same road, driving 100 miles an hour. I can't describe for you how scared I was and how bad I shivered in the car because of just trembling in fear going by that same spot, driving 100 miles an hour down Murfreesboro Road in a pursuit. We all have traumas. We all have deeply distressing and disturbing experiences in our lives. We all do. Some are small. Some are huge. But we all have them. So my question to you, do you have reasons or are you going to get results? Do you have reasons to quit? Do you have reasons to stop? Do you have reasons to not do the things you're supposed to do? You absolutely do. And you can say them out loud and you can say them to certain people and they will actually tell you you're right. That's the crazy thing about life. You can find somebody out there who will accept your position. You can find somebody out there who will look at you and say, man, I don't blame you. I feel the exact same way. I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing. I don't blame you. You end up gravitating toward people who feel like you feel, who are walled off like you're walled off, who are separated from your emotion like you're separated from your emotion. You start to attract those people into your life. And what you find is you get further and further and further and further away from experiencing what life has. So instead of experiencing emotion, and instead of experiencing the moments, and instead of appreciating sunsets or sunrises, instead of appreciating the smell of your child, instead of appreciating the love of a spouse, the love of a company, you wall yourself off. You wall yourself off and you push back and you look for reasons to be pissed off. Instead of getting results, you look for reasons to be mad. Instead of getting results, you look for reasons why it's somebody else's fault. Instead of doing and following and chasing who you are and chasing who you were created to be and going after that goal with such reckless abandon that you would let anybody stop you. You look for reasons to quit. You look for reasons to be mediocre. You look for reasons to be average. And then you allow other people to talk you into it. Monday at the Realtor Conference, all these people walking around, all these realtors from all over Georgia and all over Tennessee. And I made this statement to Anna, and I kind of said it in jest, but I actually probably meant it in reality. All these people walking around, all these conversations we're having. And I'm like, I'm not sure there's that many people in this building that I'd even invite to our company. I said, I'm not sure there's that many people in this conference that I'd want them to come be a part of our company. There's a place for them, but it may not be with us. Reasons or results. What kind of traumas do you have in your life? What kind of things do you have in your life that you need to process? What kind of things in your life do you need to do the work that it's going to take to dig those things out? To forgive yourself, to forgive those moments, to forgive those situations so that you can open up that spot emotionally, so that you can walk through every single day of your life fully and emotionally engaged in everything that's there for you. Because I promise you, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, think about these great people in this, Nelson Mandela. Think about these unbelievably powerful world shakers who made an impact on the world that's still dead and gone, and their impact still lives on after they're dead. Think about, have you ever read their stories and seen what they went through? Have you ever read their stories and looked at what they actually had to go through to become the person they were supposed to be, to make the impact on the world they were supposed to make? Life ain't easy. You're going to experience stuff. We're all going to experience stuff. My question to you is, are you going to let those experiences keep you in a hole, put you behind a wall, keep you behind a fence, so you live a life of mediocrity, you live a life of averageness, you live a life in fear because you don't want to get out there and put yourself out there again because there's a chance you could get hurt. There's a chance you could fail. There's a chance somebody would reject you. There's a chance somebody may say something ugly to you. I don't know why this is coming out today. I don't know why this is coming out of me today. So I apologize for being a little heavy. I don't want it to be heavy. I want it to be fantastic. I want you to understand that if you have past traumas, if you have past experiences, past emotions, emotional things that you're going through, there are ways to process this, process those emotions, process those hurts, process those feelings. There are ways to get those things out. Let those things go. because you can't chase your dreams and desires in your mind. You can't chase your dreams and desires out of logic. You can't chase your dreams and desires out of thinking and thought. Your dreams and desires rest in your subconscious. They rest in your emotion. They rest in here in the inside part of who you are. And when you repress your emotions from a past trauma, when you repress your emotions of things that have happened to you in the past, it's a block. You can't get to where you need to go with that block in your life, that block in your emotions. You can't get to where you need to go. So here's what I'm going to tell you. And I believe this, and Michelle Tilson will back me up on this. Erica Nasby. Some of y'all know Erica Nasby. She's one of our international trainers. Erica Nasby, her father Bill Nasby, and Steve Morris actually came together and pretty much founded Exit Realty. So Erica's father Bill was the bald eagle, Bill Nasby. He's the one that created the Nasby's Knuckles. That's in honor of her father Bill. She comes from a long line of Bill Nasby and Steve Morris. Were all about chasing dreams, being the theory of expectancy, affirmations, all these things. Michelle Tilson just said Erica's amazing. I'm telling you right now, Erica Nasby lives in Vancouver, which is the western side of Canada. So her window looks out at, I guess, geographically, probably Russia. That's on the other side of her window. There's water, and the other side of that's Russia. So she's on the western side of Canada. She is one of our mindset trainers. So along with Angel, along with Erica, along with, there's a couple, 2 or 3 more. Erica is amazing. Y'all, I have had lots of past traumas. I've had lots of past emotional things in my life, from the wreck, from parents, from disappointments, from whatever. I have all these things in this box that I can pull out as reasons and say, this is why I'm like I am. Sorry, Christy, this is why I'm like I am. Sorry, Jagger, this is why I'm like I am. Sorry, Caitlin, this is why I'm like I am. Sorry, Millie, this is why I'm like. I have lots of reasons in that box that I could be. I mean, I could pull all those things out and use those as reasons to be a turd. But I sat with Erica. Erica does something. I saw her do this at broker owner training, where she will actually do work with you to help you uncover some of those emotions. Lynn Grizzle, she works with people, works with women every single week, multiple times a week. She works with people to help them process these hurts, process these traumas, process these emotions. Because what happens is when we let those traumas and emotions take us over, we then try to figure out ways to medicate ourselves. We medicate ourselves with drugs. We medicate ourselves with alcohol. We medicate ourselves with distractions, with Netflix, with TikTok, with text messages. We distract ourselves with being busy. We distract ourselves with always doing something because we don't like being still. Because when you're still and when you're quiet and when you're alone is when all those traumas they all come out of the box and start looking for you. As long as you're moving around and doing stuff and keeping your mind occupied by doing other things, you keep those things, they're still looking for you, but you don't pay them any attention because you're paying attention to all this stuff out here. But as soon as you sit still and start getting quiet and start trying to figure out your purpose, start trying to figure out your destiny, start trying to figure out your desire, start trying to figure out what your impact on the world's going to be, and you get super quiet and try to plug in, all those little bugaboos, they'll start hey, where are you? Where are you? For years and years and years, the first thing I did when I woke up was turn on my TV. Not because I wanted to watch anything, but it was noise because I didn't like quiet. Now I love quiet. I love quiet. I love being by myself. I love my wife. I love my wife more than anything on this planet. And I love our time together. We laugh and cut up and argue and come up with great ideas and do things that are fantastically amazing. But I love when it's just quiet. When I get up at 3:45 in the morning and I come in and sit in the morning and there is nobody awake, there's not a sound that's being made, and I can sit and be quiet, put my AirPods in and just be quiet, it is amazing. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I did work with Erica. There were some things that I had to work through. Okay. And I didn't have to go to Vancouver and she didn't have to come to Eatonton. But I called her on the phone and I said, Erica, will you help me? She says, yep. What's going on? I said, here's what's going on. She goes, let's set up a time. Set up a time. Went to my room in Eatonton that I go into, put my AirPods in, got on the phone with her, and she says, I want you to breathe. And she walks me through this process. When I walked out of that room after that session with Erica, and I walked back in, because Christy was sitting on the couch in Eatonton, I'd gone into my room and I walked back out and I looked at her and I said, I feel like I can fly. I feel like, whew, it hit me pretty good. I walked out and looked at her and I said, I feel like I can fly. I feel like I can fly. It was so light. It was so amazingly liberating. And that work with her was so freeing. I felt like I could fly. If you struggle with past traumas, if you struggle with deeply distressing or disturbing experiences from your past, if those deeply disturbing or distressing experiences from your past keep you from achieving, keep you from moving, keep you from doing, keep you from being the person you're supposed to be to make the impact in the world you're supposed to make. And it may not be that you're going to sculpt a Michelangelo or you're going to sculpt a David. It may not be that you're going to paint the roof or the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It may not be that you're going to write Harry Potter. It may not be that you're going to do some work that is so amazing that you're going to find the cure for cancer. It may not be that. It may just be you lead people out of bondage to the edge of the promised land like Moses did. It may be that you just lead people out of bondage, that you're an example for your family, and that you create a legacy in your family that changes the direction of your offspring, that changes the direction of the people and the family and the lineage of your family. Maybe it's just you change that. Maybe it's you change the real estate industry. Maybe, I don't know what it is. I don't know what impact you're going to make. I just know you got to make one, because I know you've each been given a special gift and a special spark that you're supposed to do that. So if you're letting your past traumas, your past experiences, your past hurts, your past, all those things create walls and borders, and you got a box of reasons why you shouldn't. You got a box of reasons why you shouldn't go door knock. You got a box of reasons why you shouldn't prospect. You got a box of reasons why you're not going to be successful. You got a box of reasons why you should get out of real estate. You got a box of, if you got a box of reasons and your boxes of reasons are stacked higher than the results you're seeing, I promise you, you got some emotional traumas that you need to get through, because you got some things limiting you from being the person you're supposed to be. I promise you, it ain't easy for me to talk to people I don't know. I know you don't believe that, and you may not think that's true, but it is super, super difficult for me to talk to people I don't know. I'm just kind of that way. Now, once I get to know you, I'll talk your brains out. I literally will talk I can watch your brain leak out of your ears. Christy says, oh my God, you're making them smoke. Stop. That's what she says to me all the time. Stop. You're making them smoke. And not smoke, but like smoke. But when I push past that and I start engaging with people, and I start having conversations with people, and I start talking to them, and I get in kind of the groove of that, I realize that I'm doing the small things. consistently over time that are going to make huge impacts. I realize those are the things that I've got to do. Coach Burke calls it remarkable boldness. You can't be successful if you don't have remarkable boldness. If you're too scared to talk to people, I promise you, there ain't nothing in this life you're going to be successful at. If you're afraid to talk to people and you're afraid to be bold and you're afraid to go after the things that you're supposed to have, not the things that I'm supposed to have, the things that you're supposed to have. If you're not bold enough to go after the things that you're supposed to have, I am no psychologist. I am no psychiatrist, but I'm going to almost bet you that you got some past emotions, some things that are staying stuck, that are keeping you stuck and keeping you from being the person you're supposed to be. So here's why I mentioned Erica Nasby. She's on the Exit Resource Center. For you guys that aren't at Exit, I'm really sorry if y'all watch this later and you're not at Exit. I apologize. You don't have these resources, but we do. Join Exit and you'll have these resources. But for those of you who are at our company and you want to process this crap, get it out of there so you can fly. So that I promise you that moment in Eatonton was a bigger impact on me than August 18th, 1998. That session, that 1 hour session with Erica had a greater impact on Aaron Dwyer and where I was going and finding and connecting to my dream, connecting to my desires, connecting to my purpose. That session with Erica Nasby had a bigger impact than a wreck where somebody died on August 18th, 1998. So here's what I'm going to say to you. You can call Michelle, text Michelle, give Michelle Tilson. Michelle Tilson has Erica's number. I have her number. Christy has her number. I would encourage you, if you've got some past emotions, some past traumas, some past things that are keeping you stuck, you keep seeing the same thing over and over again. You keep waking up and feeling the same thing over and over again. You keep feeling and doing and being the same person you've always been. Call Erica Nasby. Tell her Aaron and Christy sent you. And I promise you, she'll make time for you. There is a cost associated with those sessions. Okay. It's $100. You call her and say, Aaron and Christy told me to call you. I promise you, she will get you on her calendar. You say Michelle Tilson told me to call you, she will get you on her calendar. I promise. Okay. You can't go forward to be the person you were born to be if you're stuck in the past of the emotions, if you're stuck in the past of your traumas, if you're stuck in the box of reasons, you'll never get results. Reasons or results. I'm going to challenge you today. Spend some time to think about the direction that you need to go. Think about the things that you want to accomplish, the deals you want to get, the people you want to meet, what you want to do. Think about all those things. And then put some emotion behind it. Put some belief behind it. Put some I can do this behind it. And then go do it. Find one reason to go forward and watch the results that take place. Watch the results that you get. Watch what happens. If you need Erica's name or Erica's number, Erica, you know Erica's name, you can get into the Exit Resource Center and search Erica Nasby and it'll pull her up. But if you need her number and you need her and you want to make a phone call to Erica or send her a text message, let me or Christy know, let Michelle know. We'll get you her number, because I promise you, you are on the verge of flying. You're on the verge. You're right here, Teal. You're right here, ready to explode. You just got to let go and go. Vanessa Self, you're on the verge. You've taken a huge step. Y'all need to get around Vanessa Self and love on her today. She made a decision 2 days ago to go into real estate full time. She jumped on Friday. It was Friday. She jumped. Both feet, head first, cannonball. Okay? You don't do a cannonball head first, but you get the point. She's in. Love on her, support her, lift her up, encourage her. Because I promise you, when you take a big step like that, there's a whole lot of reasons to quit. Hey, bud. Well, apparently the gang's all here. So I love y'all. I love y'all. Don't let your past, don't let the trauma keep you from your goal. Don't let your trauma keep you from your dreams. Don't let your trauma keep you from being the person you were created to be. Find one reason to keep going. Just find one reason to do it. Find one reason to commit to yourself to do it. That's all you need, just one. Make the commitment to yourself and do it. If you need help, I'm here. Christy's here. We got people around you. We love y'all. So Tuesday, Realtor Conference, we'll see how it goes. See you in the morning, I guess. No, we will. We'll see you in the morning. Be good. Be great. Be you. Love y'all.